Hey, what's up everyone? I know this might be a rather odd background to use for this video, but this is the best color that I can use to describe what I was witnessing just a few minutes ago outside. These things, first of all, to set up the experience of what happened, it was kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of eerie, but at the same time, I didn't really get a sense of danger, but I don't know how to explain it. What happened was these things were around, obviously. I could sense it. And so first the dogs were acting like something was there. So I go to the road, and there's an old highway on one side and the newer road on the other side of the property, basically. And I go to basically just observe what's going on. And I walk out there to the road, right in front of the bushes. There's a lot of trees and bushes and stuff on our property. Now, if you did not hear previously in a previous video that I stated, I was told in a dream that there were... I was told in a dream by a Native American Indian that there was a portal on our property, but there were particularly three that he stated that make a triangle. He stated that to me in a dream. Right here on the land, he stated that there are three portals that make a triangle. And my daddy was told by a native in who that lives and works in the Choctaw Nation that he suspects that we have a portal on our property as well, based on the experiences that my daddy told that Native American Indian. So I would highly suspect that we do. And he told him that I was spiritually inclined, that I was highly connected to things like that. And so he said that I experienced these things, but likely would never get... The Native American Indian told him that I would likely never ever be able to actually get it on recording. If I do, basically it would be a rarity. But maybe I'll just tell... This is the setup, but basically maybe I'll tell the occurrence that just happened to me in a separate video, but I'm going to still tell it for this one. So people were wanting me to do more of my personal experiences, and this is one of them regarding the supernatural. This just occurred tonight, so I mean it just happened. It's fresh on my mind. I actually went to document it on my phone. I had my battery plugged up, and I had to take the battery out, put it back in the phone, and then really quickly so that I would document what happened. So I went outside, and I experienced some very, very paranormal experiences. And the reason why I chose this background is what I experienced was what I could best describe as this greenish yellow glowing, these greenish yellow glowing things. Now, they look like lights. Like they were moving along the ground and glowing. So I don't know if you know what that is or not, but they seemed like orbs, but they were gaseous like. It was like exactly 12 midnight, and it was tonight, so it's the morning of Saturday and Friday night, basically May 4th into the 5th. And the best way I could describe them is these glowing gaseous orbs of energy that have a trail of energy and move along the ground. The first thing that it reminded me of, that these things reminded me of, was a spirit of some sort. I don't know whether it was a nature spirit or a positive or negative, but some of them gave me a negative vibe, a negative feeling, and I felt overwhelmed with sort of like this trance and sort of nauseated, negative, and the others did not. It's strange. Some of them did and some of them didn't. So when I got that feeling, I would shine the light, and they would vanish. So they were moving along the ground, and they were all around me. I had my bright headband light on me that can spotlight things. It's a very bright headband light. I'll have to state the name of it in another video. But it's a very bright headband light. So I brought it, and I had it where I could spotlight them if I needed to. But that didn't help at all. I thought, well, this is some sort of like, at first when I seen these things moving along the ground, I thought, how are their eyes glowing? Which I've experienced that before, but not like that. They were moving along the ground like something that would crawl along the ground. They would move or slither along the ground, just moving along the ground, and there were many of them. One would go from, it's like they were moving from one side of the road to the other side of the old road. It's an old road, and moving on, going to our property, to and from our property, into the field, basically where the portal is stated to be by mainly Native American Indians. By a Native American Indian in a dream, and one from the Choctaw area that my daddy spoke to. But the thing is, they had this gaseous glow, this greenish yellow glow. That's why I chose this background. And they would move, go from one side of the road to the other. So, and the first thing I thought of is maybe they're moving through the portals on our property, moving back and forth through there. That was the best explanation that I could possibly come up with when I witnessed this. But then, right after all of these things moved along the ground, and one of them got very close to me, so I had the light off. It's been very rainy throughout the day, and it's foggy, but right in at this particular spot, it wasn't too foggy. You could see clearly. And suddenly I get a glimpse of something that is looking at me. And this being, I would assume, that's all I can call it. This thing, it turns around. It had moved along the ground, and then just moved back and forth along the ground. And then as it went kind of raised up toward past the tree, all I could see was this glowing ball of this glowing energy, greenish yellow. And then it turned around and looked at me. And I'm like, whoa. I'm feeling on the inside like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm this close to whatever these things are. And I've had experiences like that before, but I'm not to this extent, not so many of them just making themselves that present and that known. Well, then it turns around and looks at me, and I'm looking at its eyes, but I'm trying not to look directly at its eyes because that's not a good idea, but I see it. And then I get this feeling that, I mean, it's almost like you could sense and feel telepathically what they were trying to convey or whatever. And the sense that I got was it was looking at me just like, why do you see me? How do you see me? How can you see me? They know that I can see them. And then after they realized I could see them, it started walking toward me. I waited till this thing got about 3 feet away from me, and then I suddenly spotlighted it. It was about 3 feet right in front of me on the old road, right there in front of me. So I turn my light on really quickly. I mean, I'm thinking for sure I'm going to see this thing. I'm actually going to get it. I'm going to actually witness it in full form, whatever it is. So I spotlighted it as it's running up on me, and immediately it's gone. It's gone. Like, you shine light on these things, and they vanish. They cannot be seen by light. I hope I'm not being too high-strung for this video, but you shine light on them and they are invisible to be seen. I mean, you can see something as plainly as can be. All of these beings, all of these things, it was almost like energy orbs, glowing orbs, crossing the road and going to our property, and some leaving, going back and forth, and then these beings moving across the ground, and it's almost like something, it's like, whoa, I'm not supposed to be seeing this, but yet I'm seeing it, and then they scamper along the ground, some of them, and some of them just kind of move along the ground, back and forth, and then that one in particular, it kind of went up. They reminded me of, like, fairies, sort of, like, that's what they look like, and I witnessed things like that, please, I'm being serious, I really am, I promise. Things of that mystical realm of stuff that I have witnessed and experienced that, and if you've experienced it, please share with me. No judgment, believe me, because I've witnessed things. Many people were asking me to share some of my paranormal, supernatural experiences, and I'm going to do that, and this is part of it. It just happened to happen tonight, but I've witnessed these things for real, and this, I promise to you, it's legit that, I mean, I just can't even begin to convey all the things that have happened to me. But these things, once they realized, it was like, they looked at me, I got the feeling it was like they were thinking, how do you see me? You can see me. And the one that did that, it was like the others kind of scampered along, and then they just scurried along, and then that one turned, got down really low, and then he just started running toward me. And as it got about, like I stated, 2 to 3 feet away from me, I spotlighted it. I turned my light on quickly, thinking I'm going to surely see the body of this thing or whatever. Nope. Gone. Vanished immediately. And you can't see them. But then, right as I am focusing on all of these things, and I had spotlighted them, creeping up behind me was, from the hill, was a large black cat. I mean, a very large black cat. It looked like a small version of a wild cat, but it was like a larger, definitely larger than a house cat. But it was a dark black cat, and it was actually sneaking up behind me. It was watching me from over at the other pine tree, across the road from that pine tree, and it had come from the hill, and it was watching me, watching these things, and it was just it was actually sneaking up on me, wondering why I was there. That's the feeling I got. And then I turned the light on that large cat. I turned around and I shined my light on that large cat when I noticed it. I'm like, that's the figure of a cat. So I spotlight that cat, and the cat could be seen. So, and it turned its head like the light was too bright, and it was a large black cat with a long tail, and it turned and went right up the hill, right into the woods, and vanished. It was just gone. Which, the feeling I got, it was a very huge, dark cat. It reminded me of some Native American Indian situations regarding skinwalkers and how they present themselves as different animals and beings, and I've had situations regarding that, but that's what that reminded me of when I seen that cat, that very large black cat. So if I sound high-strung for this video, I do apologize, but it's fresh on my mind, and I decided to share it because it just happened. It just happened, I mean, roughly an hour ago. So, let me know if you've experienced anything like this, please. The reason why I chose this background is because it's a similar color to the lights, the things that I experienced. I don't know whether to call them lights, orbs, entities, spirits, beings, whatever they were, but they would vanish when you shine a light on them. I know different cultures have different different cultures have various explanations for various beings. There are the different Native American culture has different explanations for certain beings, and I've experienced them. And I've experienced many of, and I'm a believer in Christ myself. Christ is Redeemer, forgiver of sins, and Redeemer, Savior. But I just wanted to state that I've experienced many other things regarding the different cultures' beings. Like the Muslims, I believe, talk about the yins or the jinns. The yins, I believe, and the Native American Indians talk about so many different spirit beings, including skinwalkers, which is very similar to what I experienced in this situation. And I've experienced angels and demonic experiences and spirits, as explained in Christianity, and not just Christianity, but various religions experience and talk about the positive and negative realms. Spiritual people in general speak about this, but I've experienced many different things spoken about by many different cultures, and let me know if you've experienced anything like this that I did tonight. It was quite something, and I'll never forget it. I documented it. Hopefully I can save it. But I just wanted to share this with you all. I have much more. I'm probably going to make some more videos while they're on my mind of various different, maybe paranormal, supernatural experiences that I've had. I had several individuals messaging me stating that they would like to hear from more of my paranormal, supernatural experiences, and interestingly enough, I had one tonight. So I hope it didn't go on too long. I'll try to do a shorter version of it, summarizing what happened. But that's all for now. I thank you all for everything. Let me know if you've experienced anything similar. Much love, peace, and God bless. Thank you for watching, and I hope to speak with you all again very soon. Feel free to email me. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And thank you so much for 800 plus subscribers. I hope to be sharing more in the future. Peace. Bye.